Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I wanted to talk about a clip that has went viral, okay? I'll post the link to the article. I saw one, the clip is pretty much everywhere now. I saw it on the Jasmine brand and also Neighborhood Talk, but I'll post the link in the description box so you can see the video. But basically, it's of a father and a daughter. They're leaving for the day, and as the daughter is walking away, she says, "Don't talk to me." He tells her daughter to come back. She starts to walk back, towards her father. He was still standing by the door, and he tells her that your mother can take you to school. He grabs her by her arm and, pushes her, eases her into the home, however you want to say it. It was like a nudge, okay? A lot of people are saying that, of course, the father was not wrong. Let me just say this. I don't have kids. But I think one thing that a lot of us do always forget is how we felt when we were a kid. One thing I am 100% sure about is that everyone that's an adult was once a child. And I think that a lot of us probably grew up in homes where we were not able to voice our opinion, voice our feelings. If we said something that was deemed as disrespectful, we probably got popped. So sometimes you just wouldn't say anything in fear of getting popped or getting yelled at or cursed at. I don't have kids. I don't know how it feels to have to raise kids. The closest that I will ever get to that is my nieces. And I will say, I can understand that children can be a lot. And I have told my sister plenty of times, like, "Oh, girl, I gotta go have a drink." Because, girl, my nieces can wear you out, okay? So I'm not going to sit here and act like people don't get to a point where it's like, ugh, But I also think you need to go back to when you were a child. And I think it's weird that we expect children to be in control of their emotions, but not adults. I think that it is weird that I have seen so many people online say that the girl should have gotten popped, should have gotten slapped. Why do y'all think it's okay to put your hands on somebody? Like, it's weird to me that if a grown man slaps a grown woman, it's called domestic violence. But if a grown man slaps a child, it's just called parenting. So if he slaps his wife, people are going to say he's a woman beater. But if he slaps his daughter, then he's just raising his child. I saw a lot of people saying that she should have got popped, she should have got slapped, she should have basically been harmed physically. I want to know what made this man or his wife post this clip on the World Wide Web. What was the reason? Are you trying to embarrass your daughter? Because 99.9% of the comments that I have read have all said that you should have physically harmed your daughter. She has a smart mouth. If that was me, she would have got popped. I couldn't have did that if I was her and walked away, not limping. Like, these are the comments. So I'm trying to understand, sir, what was the purpose of putting your daughter out there on Front Street to embarrass her in front of the world? And then you wonder why when these kids grow up, and go to college, they don't want to fool with y'all no more. I think a lot of you think that your parents, because you didn't end up on a corner, because you didn't end up a crackhead whore, that your parents did okay. It's a reason why a lot of you are now in therapy. It's a reason why a lot of you have issues. A lot of your parents really did a horrible job raising y'all. My parents are not the best. Or my parent. I think that if kids really could be honest about how they felt about the way you parent them, a lot of you will probably jump off cliffs. Or probably get so upset that you'll want to harm your child. More than what you probably already harmed them. I think a lot of you will really be surprised at the conversations, especially if it's a group of kids, brothers and sisters, and they hate the way you parent. You will be surprised at the things that your kids probably say about you when you're not around. And you think that it's not a problem, but it is. What are you teaching your child? He should have told his daughter, first of all, he's sorry for not wanting to discipline his daughter or have a conversation with his daughter, right? And when I say discipline, I'm not talking about, girl, pop her in the face. That's your go-to when you hear discipline, right? He wants to send a daughter back for the mama to deal with her. He should have told her, we can have a conversation. I don't know what's going on, but I have to go to work. We'll have a conversation about this after work, after I get home. Like, why is it so hard for you parents to sit down and have a conversation with your children and figure out what the problem is? You think that because you provide shelter, food, and clothing, that's the only thing that you have to do. And again, you wonder why a lot of y'all end up in therapy. Y'all not in therapy because, girl, you was raised up in a loving household. Hello? And just because you didn't become, or you turned out to be decent. You know how many people out there to this very day will tell you that I was raised in a 2-parent household, or, I was in the house with my mother or my father and we never talked. I have heard people on YouTube talk about how they were raised or probably not raised, and how they didn't have any type of communication with their parents or with their father or with their mother. And then you will turn around and have kids and do the same exact thing that your mama and daddy did to you. And now your child is going to need therapy. Because instead of you trying to break whatever happened to you, you just pass it on and pass it on and pass it on and pass it on. A lot of people are not raised, they grow up. Shout out to Eva. A lot of you think that you were raised, but you actually just grew up. I'm not saying my childhood was the best. It wasn't, right? And I can say that. I just think it's weird that parents, you think that your parenting is A1. And I'm here to tell you that it's not. Y'all are fucking up these kids. You are. And a lot of you don't want anyone to say anything about your parenting because you know deep down that you're not the best parent. You're not. You're not the best parent. And if kids could really be honest, if they could really be honest and not have to worry about getting slapped or thrown on the ground or punched in the face or smacked, a lot of y'all would receive a failing report card. F's across the board. Why don't y'all want to communicate with your kids and find out what's wrong with your child? This is what he had to say. And again, I'm trying to understand what was the purpose of his black ass posting his daughter on the web. Now, everybody is walking around here talking about his daughter, talking about how disrespectful she is, how she should have got popped in her face, how she should have got slapped in her mouth, how she should have been picking herself off the floor. You have put your daughter out there to be embarrassed and to be picked apart by the world. What good do you think is going to come out of this fucking video that you posted for everybody to see? And what do you think is going to happen once your daughter finds out that you have posted her on the internet? What type of relationship do you really think that you're going to have with your child? And she probably can't do nothing about it right now because she's a child. And she can't support herself or take care of herself. But you best believe, and y'all wonder why when people go off to college, it starts with only coming home. They'll come home for Christmas and Thanksgiving. Then it starts to kind of trip, I'll come home for Christmas. I'm going to come home for Thanksgiving this year. Oh, I just come home for Easter. And then, I'm not coming home this year. And then it'll be 2 years. And then you just FaceTiming. Because then they start to realize, I don't have to fuck with them niggas no more. I don't like the way they treated me when I was growing up. And then y'all wonder why people have so much childhood trauma. Because of you. Because of you, mama. Because of you, daddy. That's why. Again, people are not getting into therapy because they just want to use their insurance or come off $150 every hour. They're doing it because now they have to deal with you fucking them up. I think it's whack. I think that daddy is whack as fuck. I think he is super whack for posting his daughter on the goddamn internet and got everybody talking about her. And got everybody talking about how she needs to have, again, she should have been abused and popped in her fucking face. I really want to know, why is it okay for someone to slap the shit out of a child and she have to pick herself up, but if he gonna slap the shit out of a grown ass woman, all of a sudden, girl, people want to holler and scream? Why is it okay for someone, a grown-ass man or woman, to put their hands on a child, but if that grown man or woman, if a grown man puts his hands on a grown woman, everybody talking about domestic violence, domestic violence. But if he puts his hands on a child, then it's, that's what her smart-ass mouth get. Girl, what? Girl, that's what we doing? The video really pissed me off. This is what he had to say. Don't talk to me, Mr. Alexis. Don't yell at the kid. Don't hit the kid. Don't belittle the kid. If you listen to me talk, I stop myself from yelling, saying something mean, and snatching her up. Thank God for growth. I knew she got up late. Her mom woke her up. She laid back down. I got her up the second time, made her lunch, ironed her clothes, and ordered Starbucks to get on the way to her private Catholic school. She cut me off as I was telling her we were going. Chill out. Some of the tweets. This is mad weird. Why are kids not allowed to express their feelings? What's wrong with having an attitude? Just let them ride in the car with their attitude and discuss it later after the moment is past. Every day is not a great day. Listen, I used to be exactly like her. It's exhausting as a child to have to wake up early and be rushed, and it's stressful as well. The best thing to do is talk about it, because clearly she's giving off being stressed instead of dismissing her. And another thing I want to add too is y'all are so quick to dismiss these kids' feelings, and y'all don't even know what's going on because you don't even communicate with your children. And I'll just go ahead and say it. I'm not saying in this situation, but you don't know what's going on with these kids. You don't know if they're getting bullied at school. You don't know if somebody is touching on them. But the only thing you know is she got an attitude with me and she better fucking fix it. Instead of trying to get down to what's going on. Last night, I was at my sister's house. Today, my niece Tatum turned 7. And my sister had been running around the whole day. And then she ended up making it home. And I was over there. I had actually just walked in the house a couple minutes before she walked in the house. So anyways, my brother-in-law ended up leaving because he needed to go to Walmart to get some tables and stuff. So my sister tells my niece, Tatum and Sloan. Tatum just turned 7, Sloan is 4. She turns 5 in July. Is it July? June or July? July, I think. Go upstairs and clean your playroom. Girl, we just cleaned this playroom the other day. Girl, they was clean. After they cleaned, I vacuumed. They go upstairs. About 15, 20 minutes pass. And I'm like, it sure is quiet up there. Because usually you can hear noise. Either they fussing because somebody not moving fast enough. Somebody not picking up something, right? So I'm like, I'm going to go up there. She's like, yeah, go up there. So I go up there. And of course, they're not cleaning up. Sloan on the floor playing with a doll a black doll that my sister had just bought her. She down on the floor playing with her hair. Tatum is at what is it called? The play oven, the kitchen. You know, the play kitchen, whatever. So I just walk up, and I'm walking up the stairs real soft, right? And I just stand by the door, and I just look. And then Tatum turn around. And Sloan just talking, baby. Sloanie, baby, she just running that mouth. Just talking. About 30 seconds later, she's like, yes, you're going to be so pretty. Yes, you're going to be so pretty. You're going to be beautiful. Then she look up. I said, Tatum and Sloan. I said, what are y'all doing? Sloan said, I'm playing with my dog. I said, I can see you playing with your dog. I said, that's the problem. I said, why are y'all not cleaning up? So basically, we were going back and forth, right? I'm going back and forth with a 7-year-old and 4-year-old. Well, because we had to come up here and then, we kind of got distracted. This is Tatum. We kind of got distracted. And okay, this is the problem that I'm having. Why is it that people have to tell you, why does your mother and your father have to continuously tell you to come and clean up after yourself? I said, you know what I'm about to do? I'm about to go downstairs. I'm about to tell your mother and your father to give all these toys away. Honey, that's all I had to say. Baby Sloan got to hollering and crying. You hear me? I said, no, I'm gone. So I'm walking out the door. Girl, Sloan ran after me, so pulling at my jacket. No, Uncle Rodney. No, don't do that. Don't do that, Uncle Rodney. I said, why shouldn't I do that, Sloan? I said, let's have a conversation. So Tatum is standing by the door. I'm sitting on the step, Sloan sitting up above me. I said, Sloan, I said, what I'm not understanding, and Tatum, what I'm not understanding is why you just can't clean up your room when you're told to. Sloan said, well, it's boring. This is what she told me. It's boring, Uncle Rodney. I said, I understand that, but you still have to clean up. why do we have to clean up? Tatum said, yes, why do we have to clean up? I said, because you made the mess. I said, do you think it's fair for you to go into this room, take all of these toys out, make a complete mess, and then your mommy or your daddy has to come up here and clean up after you? Why do you think that is fair? Well, Tatum just standing there. She's not really saying nothing. Sloan, well, Uncle Rodney, but cleaning is boring. I said, Sloan, cleaning is not supposed to be fun. This is the exact conversation I'm having with Tatum and Sloan. I'm sure my sister can hear me. I mean, when I was upstairs, I'm sure she could have heard. She heard me. So I'm like, Sloan, I said, I just had to clean my apartment before I left. I said, I swept. I said, I mopped. I cleaned down my cabinets, my counters. I said, I did all of that. I said, I hated it. I said, but you know what? She said, what, Uncle Rodney? I said, you don't want to have a dirty home. I said, one, because you have guests coming over here tomorrow. One of my Tatum, their friend, one of my sister's best friend came over for the party. I said, and even if nobody was coming over, you should always have a clean and nice space. But Uncle Rodney, cleaning is boring. I said, Sloan, I feel like you're not listening to me on purpose. She looked at me. I said, I feel like you understand what I'm saying. No. I said, so you don't understand what I'm saying? I said, why is it you just can't go up here? You and Tatum. Tatum still like she just standing against the wall. I said, why is it that y'all just can't get one toy, put the toy back? Tatum said, well, sometimes I like playing with multiple toys at one time. Sloan said, sometimes I want to play with a lot of toys at a lot of times. I said, well, not a lot of times. So you just want to play, you feel like playing with a lot of toys when you go play. Well, yes, right? A lot of times. But my whole thing was like, I didn't holler and yell, and I could have said, listen, I'm not about to explain myself to you no more. Get your ass in there and clean that room up like your mama said. That's what I could have said. But I want to make sure that at least from my end, that my nieces don't ever feel like they can't talk to me, I don't want my nieces to be scared of me. I want them to know that when I say something, you need to do it. But if they want to ask me questions, if they want to ask me why, I'm not going to bite their head off, because I remember how it felt when I could not ask why in the fear of getting my ass cursed out or getting a whooping. I just wish that people would do better when it comes to kids and not be so quick to forget how you felt when you were a child. My voice is shaking because I'm trying to stop myself from crying. I really am. Y'all know I'm like emotional fish. It makes me, it just bothers me. It really does. Because again, like, I don't want Sloan, Tatum, or Bailey to grow up afraid or scared or not, if they feel like they want to ask a question, be in fear of getting their ass whooped or getting cursed out or getting slapped in their face or slapped in their mouth or picking themselves off the ground. Instead of trying to figure out why. Like, why? What's wrong? Why are you saying don't talk to me? Like, have a conversation. What's wrong with having a conversation with your children? I don't get it. I don't get it. And I don't have to have kids. I don't have to have kids. I was a child. I know exactly how it feels. Having an attitude is okay. Being disrespectful is not. These are real life moments that need to be taught for the real world. I think y'all forget that these children grow up to become adults and need to learn how to function in society. Exactly. Exactly. And I completely agree. Having an attitude is okay. Being disrespectful is not. These are real life moments that need to be taught. Exactly. And that's not what happened. That's not what happened. It should have been, something should have been taught. A lesson should have been learned. A conversation should have been had. That's not what happened. He snatched her up and sent her to her mama. You deal with her. And then posted her on the internet for everybody to pick apart and talk about. That's what happened. These comments are crazy. I'm sorry, but when was it ever okay to disrespect your parents? Don't talk to me. Excuse me? Who's the parent and who's the child? The problem is too many of y'all want to be your child's friend before being a parent. I don't think that's what it is. I don't think that's what it is. Well, some of y'all do want to be, some of y'all do want to be y'all child's friend before being a parent. That whole ranking shit, who you think you talking to? Do it because I said so. Girl, what are you teaching your child? Why are y'all so comfortable posting the kids' worst moments online like this video won't be around forever? Girl! Why are y'all embarrassing y'all? I remember when this shit first started. When people got a kick out of posting their children online. And I used to think, well, girl, they cutting up. Maybe they'll stop, right? And I've seen the videos where like the parents, call the cops. I think I saw a video where like the parents called the cops on a little boy and had him fake they planned it. Like just, they called the cops over and pretended that the boy was being arrested because he was cutting up. And they sitting there recording the whole thing and posting it on the internet. So I remember once upon a time, I used to think like, okay, girl, let them do what they do, girl. These kids acting up. But then I snapped out of that. Like, that is not, like, what if my mama posted me on the internet being completely embarrassed? Like, girl, you are posting me on the World Wide Web for people to talk about me and pick me apart. What was the point of posting this? That's what I want to know too. Why not communicate with her? Imagine sitting there thinking a father should have to debate with his child who lives in their household about their disrespect. That's not how that works. Why does it have to be a debate? Why can't it be a father sitting down teaching his child or teaching his child how to communicate? Or trying to find out what the problem is. What's wrong? Did something happen last night? You've been a little snappy lately. We're going to talk about this after work. Why does it have to be, imagine you sitting there debating with your child? Again, y'all wonder why when kids grow up, they leave the nest and they may start to come home every holiday, and then it becomes only on Christmas, only on Thanksgiving, maybe Easter, and then they're not coming home this year, next year, then it may be a FaceTime call. Because they start to realize that they don't have to fuck with you niggas no more. And they start to think about the way that they were treated or the way that they felt like they were being mistreated when they were children. And then again, y'all wonder why so many people are in therapy right now or need to be in therapy. It ain't because your mom and daddy showed you tender love and care, sweetie. If y'all parents could really be graded on how you are as a parent and your child was not in fear of getting smacked, you will receive an F. Anyways, I'm done. This video was longer than it was supposed to be. Everybody has their opinion. Clearly mine is probably one of the unpopular ones. Well, it's like a couple of people. We're on the same page. Y'all gonna have to y'all gonna have to start raising y'all kids and stop thinking that the way that you were raised was the correct way. Newsflash, a lot of the ways that we were raised fucked up. Just because your daughter didn't end up a crackhead whore on the street. Let me say it again. Just because your daughter did not end up a crackhead whore on the corner, just because your son didn't end up the biggest dope dealer in town, does not mean that you raise your kids okay. Does not mean that you did not fail as a parent. Just because your child graduated from high school and didn't get pregnant, you think that you done did everything. Now you think you deserve a gold fucking star. I just want my nieces to know. I just don't want my nieces to ever be scared of me. I want my nieces to feel comfortable talking to me. And I don't want them to ever think that they can't ask me why. And just because I'm the grown up, like, I shouldn't walk around here feeling like I shouldn't have a conversation with them. It's easy to talk to kids and tell them why do I have to clean my room up? Because you made the mess. Why do you think that it's fair for you to come in here and make this complete disaster, like a tornado just hit this room, and then your mommy and daddy have to come up here and clean up after you know? And why do you think that it's okay for somebody to have to tell you 5 times or 10 times to clean up this room when you know and you understand what we're telling you? It would be one thing if you didn't understand what I was telling you, but you understand, you just don't want to do it. And that's a 7 and a 4-year-old I'm talking to. I'm done. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Bye. Here's some more tweets that I actually wanted to read. Here's one. Oop, she had a rough morning, but you can't talk to your daddy like that. Hopefully mom will calm her down and tell her she was wrong. Nope, the only thing he did wrong was post it on the net. Everything else is good. You set that boundary and check her attitude. This is a growth moment for her, because if it's not checked at childhood, it will run crazy as a teen and as an adult. You know what else gonna happen? You know what else is gonna happen as an adult? She's gonna be in therapy because of her daddy. That ain't a conversation y'all really want to have. Y'all children gonna be in therapy because of y'all. They're gonna be in therapy, unpacking, girl, crying their hearts out because of mommy and because of daddy. That's what's gonna happen. I really hope later on you apologize for grabbing her like that. Now these tweets are actually going directly to him. His name is Mr_Alexis. I really hope later on you apologize for grabbing her like that and talking to her that way. It's important to teach kids boundaries, to show them that they deserve respect. This will only teach her that being honest about her feelings will get her in trouble. Come on. Like, y'all gonna have to do better. No, I don't have kids. I don't want no kids. But just because I don't have kids does not mean that I cannot critique, give an honest opinion about your fucked up parenting. I don't have to have kids. Like, I don't have to know how to cook to know if food tastes good or not. I don't have to know how to sing in order to know if somebody can sing or not. I don't have to know how to dance to know if somebody can dance or not. I don't have to know how to do hair to know if somebody's hair looks a mess or not. I don't have to have kids to know that your parenting is fucked up. You see how that works? You didn't even parent. Why do you want a good job for restraint? You put the labor of parenting on her mother to deal with it. Are we really applauding this? What did he do? Yeah, exactly. Because his tweet was, I knew she got up late. Her mom woke her up and she laid back down. I'm sorry. If you listen to me talk, I stopped myself from yelling, saying something mean and snatching her up. Thank God for growth. So because you didn't snatch her up, say nothing mean, or because you didn't yell, that means that you deserve some brownie points, but you put your hands on her though. You snatched her up. You low-key snatched her up. I knew she got up late. Her mom woke her up and she laid back down. This is what I be talking about. Like, why do y'all forget when you were children? How many times when you were a child did your mama wake you up and you laid your black ass right back down? How many times? I got her up the second time, made her lunch, ironed her clothes, and ordered Starbucks to get on the way to her private Catholic school. So you want a brownie point because you did what you were supposed to do? Yeah. She cut me off while I was telling her we were... Boy, shut up. Didn't even parent. I would have blown your phone up if I was the mom because you're not going to opt out of parenting over an attitude. I'm done. I just think it's weird. I think it's weird. I think it's my face. What's up? Why somebody hit me? I just think it's weird. I do. I just want parents to step outside of themselves and to think about when they were a child and to have conversations with your children. I'm not going to get mad. Again, I know that Bailey, Sloan, and Tatum are not my children. I'm not going to get mad because they ask me why. Or because they tell me, don't talk to me, Uncle Rodney. What's wrong? What happened? Did I do something to you? What happened? I'm not going to be, oh, girl, who the fuck you think you talking to? I'm a grown-ass man. You a little girl. That's what y'all want. And then y'all kids walk around on eggshells, not talking to you. How are you a parent in a home with a child? And I've heard stories again that y'all don't even talk to your mamas and daddies. I don't know, girl. I feel like if it was a doctor, I don't know what a doctor would say, but I feel like a doctor would tell y'all, girl, a lot of y'all got life fucked up. He should have slapped her. She should have been picking herself off the ground. No, she should have called the cops. Anyways, I'm gone. I'm about to take me a shower. I'm about to fix me a cocktail and watch some TV. Bye, y'all.